regular work is interrupted by duty to the country. Although Ray's father does not fight in World War II, he is called to serve.
He tried to get into the Army or the Navy. He wanted to be a frogman, but he was colorblind, so they wouldn't accept him. But with his electrical background, he went to work for a contractor and went to Pearl Harbor right after it was bombed and worked over there at rebuilding a lot of things with the electrical panels and stuff like that.
When he returns, the growing Wardlaw clan begins the semi-nomadic life of a mining family.
We moved around considerably with the mines, working 5-6 days a week, and then go down to 2 and 3 days a week, and Dad would up and move to another mine that was working more days.
Lynn Wardlaw is Ray's next oldest brother.
Ray's probably about, I don't know what, 15 years older? No, just teasing. What did we come up with,
22 months.
22 months.
There will be 2 more boys, John and finally Jim.
I'm 5 years younger. I'm Ray's youngest brother.
The ups and downs of life in the mines for their father mean that Ray and his brothers do not live lavishly.
Living conditions, sometimes, I don't think they were always the best, but we didn't know any better. As far as we knew, most everybody else lived the same way.
Times were hard. We didn't have a lot, but as far as poor, we ate. We had enough to eat.
It seemed like we always had something to eat, and it seemed like we was never really lacking.
There was times when we ate pancakes 2 or 3 times a day, because that's all there was.
As the oldest, Ray is the first to accompany his dad on fishing trips when they live in a mining community called Hawks Nest, Colorado. These are more than father and son bonding experiences. They fish because they need the food.
We lived right close to the river. Dad and I'd go down there, and mostly Dad, because I was just a kid, but we'd try to catch some fish to eat. If we caught trout, that was great. If not, we might catch a sucker or 2, which is not a good fish to eat, but they tasted all right if you can get by all the bones.
Instead of Ray resenting having to fish, it becomes a lifelong passion. So too with hunting. What later becomes a beloved sport begins as a necessity on trips with his dad.
As soon as I was old enough to go with him, probably 6 years old, I would go with him. And as I got a little older, old enough to kind of know my way in the woods, well, I got to go out and chase the animals out of the woods for them. Of course, that was part of our food.
If they face hardships, it helps that they have no frame of reference to envy those who have more.
At that time, there was no TV. I'd never heard of it. We got our first TV, I believe it was in 1953, maybe 1954, when we lived in Dragerton, Utah.